What's going on, everybody? So we're going to do another comic book update, and there's a reason that I'm covering this so much, and it's because, like this article says at the beginning, which I'm just using as a background effect, to be honest, for first time ever, the comic book industry is on hold, and that is crazy. Comic book industry has been around for a long time. It's a piece of Americana, and it's not doing so well. And everything that's been going on lately is accelerating the end of the industry. So before we get into everything that's going on, let's have some fun first. I got a Gotham High update. I want you to notice something real quick. 20K dislikes, 2K likes. But let's look at something a little bit different. Oh, they've turned the comments off.
You serious?
I'm honestly forced to give Marvel kind of a pat on the back because, they've only got 130,000 views over on Gotham High, 20K dislikes, barely any hate, compared to New Warriors, which is at now 188,000 dislikes, 862,000 views, and over 45,000 comments. They haven't turned their comments off. I got to give them a little bit of respect for that because look at DC, they punked out and they have nowhere near the views and likes and dislikes as that New Warriors trailer, but they've turned them off. Kind of funny. I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. And I got one more thing to go over here. This was found by this hairy guy over on Twitter. Said Marvel editing out Wolverine's cigar and reprints is lame. I didn't even know they were doing stuff like this. Is crazy. So take a look at this. This is the original cover. You see Wolverine's got a stogie there. And if you go to the reprint, boom, they took it out. Kind of crazy. This is actually a really good storyline, by the way. If you want to read like a really good X-Men story, Mutant Massacre is really good. So no stogie for Wolverine. That's actually been a thing for a while that he's not allowed to smoke. That's nothing new. I just find it funny that they've altered original stuff. If you're going to do that going forward, whatever, but really you're going to take it out of the old works, it's kind of some BS. But anyway, comic book industry. Apparently, Bleeding Cool is really proud of themselves, saying today the comic shop market has been saved. It's got new saves coming, like there's a new plan. We're going to save it. See this guy popping a bottle of wine. Apparently, we're going to get through this. And then you go and look at reality, and you see stuff like this. Forbidden Planet. It's with a heavy heart that we write this. But in light of Cuomo's recent declaration that all non-essential businesses must close, Forbidden Planet and NYC must shut its physical and online doors. We do not do this easily as we've been around in one form or another for the past 39 years. Several of you have been with us for that long, and many of you recently joined our family. Many of our own employees have been coming here since they were kids, and for all of us, a city without Forbidden Planet NYC just doesn't make sense. With this in mind, we really hope to see you all on the other side of this. We love getting to know you. You're like our dislike of bags and boards, your strong comic opinions, your current toy obsessions. We hope to get back to those conversations as soon as we can. So they're closing down. Don't know if it's permanent or not. They're kind of not sure, but all we have to do is go over to another Bleeding Cool article, and we see more comic book stores close permanently. Quite a few new closings right here. A couple in Cali and one in Alabama, and that list is probably going to grow. But apparently, Bleeding Cool, their new idea here is going to save the comic book industry. We're not going to read this because this is Rich Johnston, and he is a terrible, terrible writer. Not even a journalist, if you ask him. So we'll go to CBR's article because it's a little bit better. How the comics industry's temporary distribution system will work. So this is apparently what's going to save comic books. Okay, this is what apparently they're going to be able to convince men in their 30s and 40s to buckle down and do. People that have been reading print copies of books pretty much their entire life. You're going to convert them to digital through these means. So let's go over this. Let's listen to their master plan here. So here's what's going on here. More details have emerged regarding Comic HUD's distribution method for new comics during the thing I can't talk about and the Diamond Comic Distributors shutdown. Big Bang Comics, a comic book shop in Dublin, Ireland, elaborated on the process in a Twitter thread, equating it to the traditional pre-ordering method, i.e. a pull list. If you don't know what that is, you go into a comic book shop and you say, I want this, this, and this, and this book, and they'll hold it for you every new comic book day, and usually, if you get a bunch of books, you get a discount. It's kind of the way to do things if you want to read comics consistently. It's nice because you get some money off. I saved like $300 last year going over like how many books that I bought with what I saved. So you actually save money doing it. You save money. It's a good idea and it helps the shop. So anyway, but with the added benefit of being able to read digital comics of the comics purchased through your LCS immediately. There will be no additional cost for readers, and the method allows retailers, publishers, and creators to still get paid in these very uncertain times. So I have a question. So do I have to pay for them in advance? That's kind of strange. So what's going to stop people from not buying the book when they go to retailers? That's something that can still happen there, unless I'm missing something. It reads like when you add it to your pull list, you're just going to be able to read it. So you're just going to ship those books then to the comic book shop? This is not a very good plan. And then number two, a lot of people that read comics, the demographic for comic books is 30 plus. Let's be honest here. You're going to all of a sudden convince all of them to buckle down and read digital books? I'm sure that they're going to jump right on board for that. In the DC statement, they came out and said that there's two markets, some that do physical, some that do digital. So you're going to all of a sudden convince them to read digital? Not quite sure that that's going to be the master plan that saves comics. I think you're better off just cutting Diamond loose, taking a week or two off, build a new distribution network, and get back to printing comics and letting them do curbside pickup. That's probably the better option than this. This is a stupid idea. Okay, I don't have any interest in paying, number one, $4 for a digital book and then getting a physical copy later of a book I've already read. It's I don't know. It's different, and it just seems half-assed to me. It really does. This doesn't seem like the solution to me. It really doesn't. The better option here is to just build a distribution network, take a couple weeks off, and then move forward. Get rid of Diamond. Diamond is a problem. Everybody agrees Diamond sucks. Get rid of Diamond and build a new network. You can use Amazon, all kinds of stuff to make this work. There's solutions out there to make this work, but I guess this is going to fix and save the comic book industry. Digital books. All right. That's going to save comic book shops, I'm sure. So here's what they say on Twitter. By now, a lot of you have heard the story that there is a new initiative in the comics industry being spearheaded by #ComicHub, the comics retail system a lot of stores use these days. That's another thing. Not every store is using Comic Hub yet. So stores that aren't set up for this, that's a whole thing they have to do. So now they're going to have their customers get on this. You're going to lose customers here because not every customer is going to jump on board with this. This is not going to save comic book shops. But you have shills like Big Bang Comics here. I'm pretty sure have blocked me on Twitter, by the way. They are going to be all for whatever the industry does. And this is why comic shops like them are part of the problem. Because, like I said, not every comic book shop is immune from some blame here. A lot of the shills that have stood idly by and not complained about the quality of comics, they are to blame too. And I want to be clear on that. What this will be, effectively, is a pre-ordering service where you will buy a physical copy of a new comic to be filled later when shipping goes back to normal. But you get to go to the Comic Hub website and read a digital version of that straight away. So it sounds like you're not really paying for it. So how does that money get to the comic book shop? That's the real question. If I'm not paying for it, because I use Comic Book Hub, if I'm not paying for it, how is the shop getting money? that's a strange way to go about business that apparently is going to pay comic shops. It sounds more like you're going to use this money to pay creators. I care more about shops. I don't care about the creators. I care about the shops, not the creators. So what's going on here? Okay, this sounds stupid. So this, to me, sounds rushed and not very well thought out. That's my 2 cents on it. And let's be real here. A lot of people that own comic book shops, most of them are older cats. You're going to be able to get dudes 40, 50 plus to sign up Comic Hub and change the way they do business. All of a sudden, they're going to just jump right on this. And then let's ask another question here. How are they going to get a hold of all of their customers to sign up for this? Okay, they don't have everybody's contact info, do they? And then how many of the customers will actually sign up and do this? All right, you're asking people to go learn something new, which a lot of people don't even want to do. They're just going to wait it out, which is not going to help comic book shops. So this really, to me, doesn't fix anything. I'll be generous and say that maybe they'll be able to get 50% of their customers to do this, and that's just a guess. It's probably going to be a lot lower than that. So this is not the way. Shut it down for like 3 or 4 weeks. Stop worrying about quick money like Marvel. Marvel loves that quick money. So does DC. But think about the future. Cut it down and just focus on curbside pickup at comic shops. Find new printers. Build a new distribution network. That is what you need to do. Not this weird digital first that I don't even know if, so I can just go on there and read whatever people are going to, I'm sure no one's going to abuse that. If I can just go on there and read without paying, I'm sure that's not going to be abused. Stupid. So they can go forward with this, and then we're going to see more of this. More comic book shops closing permanently. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think this is a good idea or not? I'd like to hear what you think. What would you do? How would you fix this solution? Give me your thoughts on that. Also, share the video. Throw a like up. Hit that notification bell. Make sure you still subscribe. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that and subscribe if you're new.